I think we waste too much money on experts, man. And it's only because of our own insecurity. You know, we're all hanging around. At least I do. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. I don't know if this is going to be good to do or not, or I don't know what tomorrow's going to be, or all this, or how certain things work. You know, we're all insecure. We all don't know much at all. You know, so we rely on experts, and then we go find an expert, you know, who professes that they know that answer. They know what's going to happen when you do A, and what's going to happen, you know, after that. And they can't possibly know. No one knows the future, and nobody's that smart to know the complexities of all our world, but we're also insecure that we know we don't know. See, an expert thinks they know, because if they make you believe they know, you'll give them a lot of money, right? When they really don't know. They can't tell you what to do with your life or the best investment. They can get some advice or whatever, but that's not really telling you exactly what to do. And so we lose trusting in ourselves because of all these experts that are out there professing this is going to happen. And they all believe they're so important. And most of them are wrong, or half of them are wrong, or half of them are wrong 50% of the time, or whatever. And if you have a lot of money, fine. But most of us don't. We want to do things in life, and we think that we can't do them because we don't have money to hire experts to find out. Well, you don't need experts. You need you. And you're going to make it work more than any expert will. And that's why the thing in life is about doing things that you believe in doing. People say you're nuts, fine, but you want to do it. That's how things are done. When all the experts say one thing, everybody just said, you know, invest in the stock market, you know, when it was crashing, you know, maybe one person said not to. But all those experts, that's the problem with Google. You get the consensus opinion. So all the experts say this, so it must be good. No, yeah. And we're all so different. All of us are unique, you know. And the people, the experts, only get paid a lot of money if they make you believe they know. And also what happens, I think the bad part of the use of the experts is that you don't really learn from your failures that way. See, most things you're going to do are fail. I mean, I had 100 books I wrote and only 10 made money, you know. So I'm wrong 90% of the time, and I got data to prove it. And this is stuff that I do and I know about, and I'm wrong that much of the time. So that's why it's important to learn from your mistakes. That's the way you're going to grow. If you ask me for, hey, what I should do with that, and I tell you, and it doesn't work, you'll just call me an idiot, and I knew I shouldn't have trusted Lesko. You know? And you don't learn. You don't pull it apart more and find out why that didn't work. That's the only way you learn and grow. Sure, you get advice or whatever, but man, and also loved ones want to give you advice. Don't do that. You're going to fail. So what? That's why you're going to do it. It's probably fail so you learn and grow. That's why experts are terrible. Nobody knows what's going on. Look at all the stuff that's so screwed up in our world. So why take advice from investment advisors or all these other people trying to outguess the other idiots in the system? You know, is trying to find out something unique that works for you. What works for me will be different than works for you, and so on. So how to trust your heart. Your heart, to me, is smarter than your brain. You know, because that will give you the courage to follow through, because you're going to have problems no matter what you do. You know, there are going to be problems. Nothing's going to work. Nothing's easy. But to get over those hurdles, man, if you really want to do it, you get through them. You get past the bad shit. You know, if you're following somebody else's advice, as soon as your first bad turn, you have, see, he was an idiot. And you go on to something else. And you don't struggle enough through. So rely on yourself. You're your own best expert. You know what's good for you better than anybody else. We're all struggling in this life. You know? And no one could tell somebody else how to struggle. They're struggling themselves. They don't know what the hell to do for themselves. How can they tell you what to do? So trust yourself and just do stuff that you believe in. That's where you get the most out of it, and learn the most, and grow the most. Well, now the internet makes it easier as hell to start a business ever. You know, I mean, it's just phenomenal to me. You know, and this next interview, this guy's even doing it, making it twice as easy on the internet, particularly in a t-shirt business. Like now he has a system. Actually, what he does, he has a crowdfunding t-shirt site. You know, and he's been at a long time. In other words, what they did before, if you have an idea for a t-shirt, what you could do on his site, put a picture on his site, and then they get traffic, and if enough people like it, they'll make the t-shirt for you, sell it, and you get a percentage. I mean, like $7 a shirt. That's a lot. I mean, if you wrote a book and sent it to people in New York City, the publishers, man, you get 5%. You know, and he's giving you like 20-30%. Or you could have your own shop. He's setting up a new venture where you get your own website and he does all the work. This is like a website where you have an idea for a t-shirt. Maybe you just like Donald Trump sucks or something and you want to start a business on t-shirts. Well, you send them a picture of those words. They make the shirts, put in the shop, design the shop for you, everything, market the shop. Anybody buys it, you get like almost 40% of everything. Man, 40%, all you did is send a photograph. I mean, that's amazing to me. It's become so easy now to test ideas if they work. And actually, see, to me, another way to use something like this is for extra. You have a business, say you have a bread shop or something like that. And maybe, oh, why don't I do, maybe sell extra t-shirts of different kind of breads. So you have Jewish rye bread. You have a big picture of the t-shirt, Jewish rye bread, a big picture of Jewish rye bread or something like that, I mean, so you could sell it. They do all the work, and all you do is make money. You have something fun to send to your customers or potential customers. Get your favorite bread on a t-shirt. I mean, a cute thing. It just can enhance your existing business. And who cares if you make money on it? Because this is something extra and use it as promotion for your own business. God, if you're an artist working for people too, and you're designing logos, man, you set up a shop here so that people, that you're designing the logo for, they could buy t-shirts with your logo on it and you split the money with them. So, here's a way to get money without investing a penny, I mean, that's phenomenal to me. I mean, could you imagine, even if you want to sell on Amazon now, you have to figure out how to get the t-shirts printed, how to get them made, how to ship them, how to collect the money, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to do any of that now. See, and that's why the internet is so powerful. Man, it's just creating so many new ways to make money, that people haven't heard of before. And that's why when I see the data that more and more people are becoming independent workers, working for themselves, it's because of things like this. You're working on something else, you can't make it enough to eat. Well, you do something like this on the side. Now you're making enough to eat and still following your passion and dream also. Also, you're doing it your way. What is better in life than except doing it your way? Unless it's crazy and you're hurting people, and then that's different. But you know what I mean. So watch this interview, start learning about this stuff. It's going to change the whole way the jobs in our country, how we're working, how we're contributing, how we're doing anything. And it's there, touch of a fingertip. Well, Jake Nickel of Threadless.com. Now, I've been studying, crowdfunding and doing interviews. I've done like 700 interviews, and I didn't realize you guys are really the founder of crowdfunding. I've done 700 interviews on crowdfunding before I talked to the founder of crowdfunding. God, you've been at this since 2000? I mean, Kickstarter didn't start until like 2008 or 9 or something like that. And you guys have been doing this, and you're a big company now, just you dropped out of art school to do this. I said, screw this nonsense they're teaching me, just do it. And that's what art is all about. Just do it, man. Don't do it. Don't ask anybody what's good or not, do it for you and see if you're speaking to somebody else. But now you have two really projects here, right? And one is your main business, which has been at it for 15 years, where I could put my design, if I have a t-shirt idea, I put it on your website, no cost, right? Right. You don't charge me anything. I just send a PDF file or something like that of the design.
Yeah, just a JPEG.
Anything.
What it would look like.
You put it on your site, and if people like it, you print the sucker and give me money, huh?
Exactly.
So you have nothing to lose by doing that, right?
No, yeah. I mean, what's nice is with the voting process, we know people will like it. So if we print it, we know that people are going to purchase it. And yeah, we just share. We provide you with earnings on every time a unit sells. We give you part of that.
So they sell the T-shirt for maybe like $25, and then you send me $7 a shirt for the rest of my life, right?
Yep. Every time one sells, you get $7.
Wow! I mean, when I heard that, I mean, God, I would have got, like I wrote a bunch of books for people in New York, a couple, sold real well, and they had $25. Man, I would get like $1.
If you get hired by like Quicksilver to design a T-shirt that's going to go out in thousands of stores, going rate's like $300 to $500. And on Threadless, I mean, the $7, we've sold shirts where we've sold over 100,000 units of one shirt,
So people make almost $1 million on this with a T-shirt. And on these shirt manufacturers, you're getting a couple $100. Where it's unlimited. Yeah. And it's going to sell something because you already pre-sold it in a way because it's so popular on the website.
Right, yeah, we already have an indication. Oh, people want this design.
Now, when you do that, I mean, so if I put it, to what comes to my mind, like the other Kickstarter sites, do I have to get my community to vote for me? Is that what people do?
On Kickstarter, that is kind of how it works. Although there is the discovery on Kickstarter, where somebody can go on and find stuff. But on Threadless, it's a little bit more, we market you on Threadless.com.
So I don't have to worry about figuring out how to use social media on you because you did all that, more or less.
Well, I mean, you don't have to, but I think it will have a positive effect on your sales if you do that. Yeah.
But it's not as indicative on these other crowdfunding sites. It seems like, if you're getting 10, 20%, just traffic falling in, it's a lot.
But actually, that happens more on the front end of like when you post your design to be scored. That's where it's almost more important for you to pass it around and tell people, go vote on this because I want to get printed.
That's when it means something.
But what's interesting? It's not so much about social. The most meaningful thing is still email. I think if people submit a design, just email all your friends and family, tell them about it. Yeah. Works much better than tweeting about it.
You're showing your age, or what?
I'm constantly surprised at how effective email is.
I know, likewise. I mean, I still work the same. I social media. I just. Okay, here's how making big money could be a big trap in life. There's a nice fella who was in the financial services industry, like a Wall Street guy, and probably making bunches of money like they all are up there or whatever. But he wasn't happy. He had kids, small kids at home, and a family and everything, and he wanted more out of life. And that's why, these quantifying methods, how much money you make, we keep score by quantifying things, whether it's $100,000 or $10,000 or $1 million, that's important to us. We want to make more, so we're up on the ladder. I don't know why, but when you have numbers like that you're working for, all the other things in life seem to be, just secondary, and they're not important, and that's silly. Because they are important. Life is very complicated to be satisfied, and not just having one aspect of your life you're trying to satisfy, like a number, particularly a number. So you get some number once you get that number, but you're working your whole life trying to get that, and you're wasting your whole life just because of some number, and you get it, and then what do? It's nuts. And this is a fella, finally realized, God, he doesn't have to do that. So he started something on the side, something that had passion in it, and figured out how to sell bicycles, motorized bicycles, and really a tricycle. He went on the internet and found out crowdfunding. He didn't know much of anything about bicycles. He could learn it. See, anybody can learn anything nowadays. You just go on the internet and find the experts or whatever and share the knowledge and find distributors and suppliers, and there's people out there to help you, not the experts who are going to charge you money for their brain power that they don't even know they have, or you don't probably even need. You can get all that help for free, and you can learn it. And that's what it is. It's doing research and learning and building up your own expertise inside, and then starting small, and building some capital and a few sales, and you grow that. It's like a garden. If you had a part-time garden in your backyard that you were growing vegetables, you don't just throw seeds and it pops up. Right now, you figure it out. And then if you do it right and work at it, you'll have food all year round in your backyard garden. So a business is the same way. And if you have passion about it and you like it, then that's different. You're working for some, big corporation, and all you're after is some dollar figure at the end of the year, and maybe a fancy office, or all those things that really don't matter except to show off to other people, right? And what's a big dollar figure for? To show off for other people. I make more money than you have, right? And God, life is much more interesting than that. The other people probably don't care anyway because they're trying to compete with somebody else too. And so much of our life seems that we're competing just to show off. Why do we have a huge house, 85 bedrooms some of these people have? Why? To show my house is bigger than your house. You certainly don't need it, right? So much of what we do is that, yeah. So that's why it's hard to dig in yourself and what's important for you, because the outside in our life is not encouraging us to do that. Hey, this guy's richer than that, so don't you want to be richer than that guy? This guy's a bigger house than that, or a bigger car. Don't you want to be, oh, everybody thinks he's cool, so don't you want to be cool? No, you want to contribute. Give yourself, give your talents, give your skills to help other people in the world. That's what I think we're here for. And if you're running around just to figure out how to be better than the next guy, that's not helping anybody. And most of all, probably not even helping you. So watch this interview and how he started a new life. Well, Jason Kraft of LibertyTrike.com, and it's nothing trite about that. It's trike, as in tricycle, right? You're making 3-wheel bikes for grown-ups.
Exactly.
They aren't big wheel things.
Not just for grown-ups. I mean, everybody.
Everybody. I mean, kids, right? Everything, right? No, they're beautiful machines. And you're giving away almost like a 50% discount on these things on your crowdfunding site, aren't you?
The 50% is gone.
Oh, 50. Okay, now it's 40%.
Now it's 40%.
I see. A big deal.
40%.
Well, if
it's still a lot of money off. The
yeah.
money that's off now,
but the most important thing, it's electric, right? And
it's electric.
It's not gas powered. It's not a little battery. You get up to 20 miles, right, on this thing?
You can go even farther than that.
Wow.
It really depends how much you weigh, what kind of route you have, how fast you want to go. We just raised the speed limit. Actually, we had it covered to 7.5 miles an hour, and so a lot of what we've done in marketing has said that. But we said just let people do what they want.
Right.
Control it. It gets a little bit tippy. If you're
right. A real libertarian, aren't you? That's right.
I actually am. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the deal. Why should I
exactly.
hold you back?
Right.
You can do 200 miles an hour in your Maserati if you choose.
Right.
Right.
But this is a little. Now you've been in the business for about 5, 6, 7 years now, making little motors for bicycles, right?
7 years now. We started with the e-bike kit.
E-bikes.
And then we moved to the e-trike kit.
Find
those ebikekit.com.
Uh-huh.
And or if you look up conversion kit, electric bike conversion kit, you'll find us number 1. But people can retrofit their bicycles and their tricycles.
But now you can.
The system that we sell though at eBike Kit for tricycles, that is different than what we've done with the Liberty Trike. That system for the Liberty Trike is made from the ground up for this trike specifically.
I see. So this is custom made just for the bike. You get the bike and the motor all attached together, so you don't have to figure out how to do this. But more importantly, man, this is a hell of a bike you got. You got the #1 manufacturer of bikes in the country doing this thing. It's been doing it for 100 years or something like that.
Worksman Cycles, 118 years.
Wow.
The country's leading industrial tricycle maker.
Tricycle maker, yeah.
So Ozone Park, New York is where the
I see.
are made, and so all the hand welding and the
wow.
It was a natural for us. They're a great customer of ours.
I see.
So working with them made sense for a lot of reasons, especially when you consider we can do the paint jobs there.
I see.
We can get customers very quickly.
Right.
Working with them. Any kind of tweaks we need to make can happen right away. And 118 years of experience.
Yeah, wow. Solves a lot of problems for you. I'm sure a lot of headaches. You have 3 kids at home. You need time at home. That's why you have your own business. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You don't get to raise 3 kids properly when you have
right. Especially, you got around 8 is your oldest, and so with 3 man, that's the time they need you more than ever. I think now for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
8, 6, and 4, and I wouldn't do it any other way. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I just, to me, kids were the only thing I found in life that was better than I thought it would be. Everything else is. You get your money, you get all this, big deal, but kids, I mean, now my kids are 30, and boy, they still giving. It's just a wonderful thing to have, And now you're the most, I figure at that age, you're the most important thing you are the most important thing to them in life, and you'll never be more important to anyone else again like that in the rest of your life.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
But now you're important for the rest of us for this tricycle.
Well, it's funny you say that because the Liberty Trike was designed based on customer feedback. We've been selling, electric conversion systems for tricycles, and many people out there need a tricycle for balance issues,
right?
Or they're older, they need a way to get around, and electrifying a tricycle is a great idea.
Yeah.
So taking all of that feedback, that went into the Liberty Trike.
I see.
So there isn't anything we haven't thought of because we're talking about, years of people coming to us saying, it'd be great for my trike, or you know what I've done to my trike. We took all that. We put it into the Liberty.
Well, I mean, I saw in the video on their Indiegogo campaign. I mean, it's a great video. I mean, you must be. Did your kid do the video production? You said he's in the video because it looks great.
It would have been a lot cheaper.
Right. But I mean, you have reverse on it. A bicycle with reverse.
Not only reverse, but speed limited reverse for safety. So
I see.
Back there so you can go a little bit slower. Because it can be awkward, right? When's the last time you went in reverse on a bicycle?
Right. But this is a tricycle, too.
No, it's a tricycle. So
a tricycle that you could drive into a store.
You can drive into a store if they'll let you. What's amazing is you'll see this in the comments section right now on the campaign. Somebody came to us offline and we talked to them, one of the backers, and said, "Hey, I got approval from my local Walmart manager.
Wow!
I can ride the Liberty Trike in the store to go shopping.
Wow!
And I thought that was great.
That's terrific. You got a selling point on the site now.
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you in the video we shot inside of a supermarket.
Oh, you did?
See that?
Oh, yeah. And you turned around in the aisle.
Well, that's one of the key features is the small wheelbase and footprint, and you can actually do 360 degree turn. So, you could do that if they'll let you in.
Yeah.
We had to talk our way into that shop. It's unusual. People aren't used to seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything different? No, it must not be good.
No, they'd rather have you sit in that those heavy tanks.
Oh, yeah. They look,
mobility scooters that are
therapeutic horrible. Or something. Yeah, they're terrible. Can you do wheelies on this thing or what?
We don't recommend wheelies. You actually listen on a three-wheel tricycle, and this had to do with the speed limiting thing, right? If you go too fast, you can go up on two wheels.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I mean,
well, a lot of us around here who are experienced,
right?
For fun. You can ride that all day.
Well, that's right. Well, now. The campaign, if at all of interest to anybody, you're getting a 40% discount now. So on the campaign time is the best time to get it. And when you're delivering? We promised delivery for March for everybody so far. Right. Which isn't too bad if it gets you in there at the beginning of summer. Absolutely. That's a nice time. That's when you want it. You don't want a bloody snow. No, absolutely. We want to get everybody out there for the spring of next year. Right. So springtime. And actually, see, you could get a gift for somebody like this for Christmas, and you get, just to take a screenshot of the... show them the video, show them the campaign. Exactly. Right. And show them that. I think that a lot of people would be very excited. Absolutely, man. What a hell of a gift, man. Yeah, absolutely. And believe it or not, the demographic at Indiegogo is not the crowd that rides tricycles. Exactly. So much. But they may have relatives or parents that may be more interested. Your 20-year-old, hotshot kid could get one of these. 4 or 5 of the backers tell us that these are gifts. Yeah. So. Wow. That's wonderful. Absolutely. Oh, my dad's going to love this. They have to. Well, Jason, you're at Liberty Trike, LibertyTrike.com. I spelled it because I flunked English in college. So I know there's people like that, especially from Pennsylvania, where I'm from. You can always just Google Liberty Trike, and you'll find us. You'll find you, okay. .com, Jason Kraft, thank you so much. Thanks for doing this for the rest of us. We need it, man. Because absolutely, ride hard. Thank you, Jason. Take care. Thank you. Okay, this next interview will show you how no matter what your idea is, it's probably worth money. It could be a small little idea. You think everything is invented already. What can I do? Well, just by taking what everybody's using now and add just another little twist to it. Man, for this guy, it's worth like $80,000 to him. Just like that. And that's why we discard ideas so easily, because we don't think, oh, I'm not saving the world or curing cancer. No, it could just be just a little addition to something that we all have now. That could be worth a lot of money. Like this guy. Now, I've been interviewing crowdfunding people. I'm almost 1,000 of them now. People who got money. And there's a lot of people who have tracking devices. Because of the internet, you can put a little button here and you could travel all over the world and find out where it is on your iPhone or your Android phone or whatever, through the map system. But it's the batteries. They run out of batteries in a day or two. What he did is a tracking device that a year-long battery. Boy, I could use that in my phone, let alone in the tracking device. So. And that's all he did to the idea. Just add a longer battery. And so now his idea is already, and he's just starting with this thing, $80,000. And that's why all of us, and that's why even when you have ideas about things, about products, nobody really knows for sure. Nobody knows if it's really sellable. Nobody knows it's a good idea. Only the people who put up money for it are the only places you could realize or not if it's a good idea. So if you ask your friends or relatives about things, man, sure, you can get an indication or something, but that's not the market. The market is so big now. It's all over the world. So if you think it's good, what you have to do is find people like you. And the people who are hanging around you probably aren't exactly like you or appreciate what you're doing. And you have to find those. And that's why on these crowdfunding sites, that's what it's about. You can find those people. There's 6 billion people in the world now? So all you need is a few hundred. And most of them are all connected to the internet already. So you can find them easier now than ever before. And that's why you can't take advice. Sure, you could take advice, but you don't have to use it. That's it. Everybody loves giving advice, But we're all struggling, so we don't know. Everyone doesn't know. They don't even know what to do with themselves and what works for themselves. How are they going to tell what works for you or not? And that's impossible. That's why you have to go out and do it yourself. And that's what this guy did. Put it on a crowdfunding campaign. Wow, he's got $80,000. And see, when you do it that way, you don't even have to invest in a garage full of things. I used to write a book. I used to have to print 100,000 copies and then hope they sell after I wrote it. Writing it was the hard part. Printing it, that was just money, That was harder, but it wasn't time. It was out of my pocketbook. So now I could go on the internet and say, hey, I'm going to write a book like this. Would you want to buy a copy ahead of time? God. So if I get enough to do that, then I'll do it. If I don't get enough, I give everybody back their money. Don't do it. And that's what's so neat. We're going to develop faster as a community now because we don't have the trial and error. We don't even try it. Hey, should I try this? Will you kick in money to see if this is it? And if you get enough money to make it a good idea, then we got it. And we get that thing out of the way, and you get money to finance it from your customers. And there's nowhere else but on the internet will a customer do that. They won't go into a store and buy something for next season. Here's $20 for that sweater that comes in 3 months. No, but they do that on the internet. Who would have thought? That's why you don't know the questions to ask anymore. So get out there, start playing with it. You don't know exactly, and figure out how you could take advantage of it. And it's really getting dirty in the thing, like everything. You want to know how to hit a golf ball or a baseball or whatever, you go out and try. You don't sit and read about how to hit a ball. Maybe that'll help a little bit, but until you get out and start swinging that bat, you're never going to learn how to hit it. So watch this. Well, Roman Isakov, or Isakov, wherever you call it, it's more importantly is your website. And it's iTraqTag, ITRAQTAG, tag, right? And that's where you find a tracking device that's going to last a year all these other tracking devices. I've been interviewing people on Kickstarter and all these other places, Indiegogo, about tracking devices, that the battery runs out in 4 days, and you got a year-long battery. Is this Russian technology, isn't it? You guys are smarter than us, aren't you?
I wouldn't say it this way, but it's really cool technology.
Oh God, we only did it in 4 days and you got a year. But it's elegant. Man, you have a copy there? You have one, you have a sample, right?
Yeah, we have a sample.
Yeah, look at that. Wow. And that tracks with the iPad or iPhone or any kind of device, or just the iPhone?
Yeah, you can use your iPhone, you can use any Android phone, and you'll be able to track your items.
And it has GPS, so I could see. And what I thought initially, I used to have expensive golf clubs, and if I send them somewhere, man, I don't want to lose those suckers, because they're like my baby. So I could drop one of these in the case, and say 2 weeks it arrives in Florida, and if it doesn't get there, I know exactly where it is, don't I?
Absolutely, yes, that's absolutely correct. Yeah. You can track it anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. So I don't have to rely on UPS or the airlines or anything. I know where that sucker is if you don't, right? And that's because of Roman's technology that you put into this little device. And I guess reading your Indiegogo campaign, that it is wireless rechargeable too.
Yes, that's correct. You don't need, we don't have any cables. So, and it's waterproof device. And to recharge this device, you just need to put it on a wireless charging pad.
Ah, I see. Just on the pad. Wow. Wow, that's all the cables, cords, plugs, all that kind of stuff, just at the docking station. Just drop it on the pad, huh? Wow, no figuring out where the holes are or any kind of holes. You just do it. Well, and actually, when this comes out on the market, because now you're on a crowdfunding campaign at Indiegogo, it's only $99, right? It's going to be like $130 when it comes out, right? And so this is a big deal, and it's going to be ready for Christmas.
Yes, we are going to start our shipment middle of November.
Wow.
All our contributors will get it by Christmas. For sure.
Wow. And it's blowing up. Now, you said you had another tracking device. When was this, a year or two ago?
We had the first version of iTrack that was just regular iTrack Plus.
No.
We had another Indiegogo campaign in February this year.
Oh, in February this year. Wow.
Yeah, it was very good.
Very good. You got $300,000. You said, man, that's more than very good.
So yeah, and we've got a lot of feedback from our contributors, and based on these feedbacks, now we are offering modified device, which is much better. So that was the reason of our first campaign, to hear feedback, and they're offering a free upgrade to this new device.
Oh, really? So you get that, then you get an upgrade? So what do? Send a new one, or just software upgrade, or what kind of upgrade is it?
All people who bought it from the first campaign, they will just get iTrack Plus instead of iTrack regular.
I see. Oh, I see. So all the people were going to get this one as a bonus?
No, it will just be this device, because our shipment for first campaign was third quarter, and we offered everybody free upgrade. So we didn't
I see. I see.
And the first device.
I see. So you got a big run you're doing the first time now. You're shipping a lot of these things. People want this. Yeah, man, this is using technology to the way it should be used to really solve important problems in our life. And for $100, something that a battery for a year, man, rechargeable without wires or any of this kind of stuff. That's fantastic. Is this something you thought of when you were working? I mean, you were a consultant, and looking at your resume was sort of like in shipping companies or tracking stuff or something sort of related, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I spent like 20 years of my experience and of my life in doing software, different kind of software for different kind of applications, and it was always a demand for a tracking device that can stay long on a paper. There is no device like this as for right now before us.
Wow.
It can stay up to a couple of years. Well, yeah, and that's why we started thinking what kind of technology we can use. So we found the solution. So that is how iTrack Plus appeared.
So is the technology in a better battery now, or the software, or what? Can you explain it to a layman?
Yeah, we are using technology that is called Cell ID.
Cell ID?
Cell ID is technology when you scan all GSM towers, and then you know precise location of each tower, and you can calculate.
I see.
Depending on how many towers you can see, you can calculate your location, and
so that uses less.
Less battery power.
I see. So you're able to figure out through some algorithm or whatever technology how to use less power in using the tracking system that shows people where it is. So it's all something you did in your brain, not invented a new piece of material at all, just using what was there and using it more efficiently.
Just using old technology but in a new way. Let's call this.
Wow. Well, let's go back, try a little recap a little. So in other words, the tracking device, we mentioned could, last for, a whole year. It's wireless connected, right? And the technology you're using, you say, calculates where it is, but with all the local cells, a lot more efficient than any other tracking device. And that's how you're saving the power?
Yes, exactly. So we are actually iTrack Plus is a device that uses combination of Cell ID plus GPS. But most of the time we are running on Cell ID only, and we don't need much power. This technology just doesn't need much power to operate.
Wow. And you were in tracking device business before, or how did you know about all this stuff?
No, I haven't been to this. I have 20 years of experience in software development and in doing different kind of software for different applications. And we just seen a demand for tracking devices like this. It's a long battery life for businesses, for people. Yeah.
Figure it out, huh? So on the first campaign, when you had a tracking device for the first iteration of this, you got 300,000. Now, why? I mean, that's a lot on an Indiegogo campaign. I mean, I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people, and 300,000, you're up in the top 5%, I'm sure. So why did that happen? Is it the need, you think, or you're just such a cute-looking Russian? Is that what happened, or?
Yeah, probably. But I really think people were looking for a device that can stay long on the battery, because all other devices, all other GPS devices that can stay like 4 or 5 days up to a week on the battery. And believe me, you'll forget to recharge it. Yes. Will be an important moment for sure.
Right.
So that's why there is no solution like this. And that's the reason why we were so successful in the first Indiegogo campaign.
Wow, 300,000. So how many products was that you had to ship out?
It was 6,000.
6,000 devices. Wow, that's incredible. And this one now, it's only $99, and you get to use it for a year. That's what's incredible. And you're going to ship before Christmas, right? So this will make a wonderful Christmas gift for anybody who's looking for a unique gift idea that nobody else is going to have, because you're the only one that has a year-long battery and wireless, rechargeable stuff. Well, that's terrific. And what about, it must be commercial applications. What commercial applications do you see with this, in business?
Yeah, there are a lot of commercial applications, and to be honest, we didn't expect to hear some cases. We didn't even think about some cases. But most popular case is to track your assets and to track shipments. And some kind of interesting cases is for beehive tracking.
Beehive tracking. I don't know where those bees are. Yeah, who would have known to ask about that?
Yeah. I don't know. We got a request from Australian company who has like 500,000 beehives.
Wow.
And they need to know where they are.
Yeah. Bees get angry. You don't want to make them mad. So I mean, so the customers make you smart is what's going on. And that's what doing a crowdfunding, you would, unless you did that, you wouldn't hear that kind of feedback and know what to do.
Absolutely. So I would recommend crowdfunding for all startups that can afford doing crowdfunding, because they will hear a lot of feedback from consumer and from business markets.
Well, I mean, it doesn't cost. I mean, it doesn't cost a lot of money if you do a video, and then how much you spend on the video, and so out of pocket, it doesn't have to be a whole lot, I would think.
Yeah, really, you have to have really good video, because video is kind of 90% of your success on crowdfunding. And some explanation of a product, some nice pictures. It doesn't require a lot of.
Right. No, it's cheaper than hiring a marketing company or making 1,000 phone calls to find these people. And this way, you're finding distributors are finding you this way instead of you trying to find them, huh? And that could even be more than you get on Kickstarter. That's true. Well, to get this wonderful tracking device, it's at itraqtag.com, okay? And you'll see good-looking Roman pictures there too, right? Well, thank you so much, Roman, for sharing your knowledge and technology with us and helping us live better and find important stuff in life. We don't want to lose it. But I got to know some things. I'll never give it to an ex-girlfriend, that's for sure. I don't want to. Thank you so much, Roman. Take care. Okay, now here, this next interview, you're going to see the beauty of living in a small town. Yeah. Actually, I think they're going to be coming back now. You know, everybody left the small towns to get the big jobs in the city or whatever. Yeah. And so there was no good jobs in small towns. But here's a guy who was in the big city in Chicago, running around trying to make all kind of money and feeding the monster that he was creating and everything, and just going crazy and anxiety and get sick inside. See, I think you're doing something you don't like, you get sick inside. You don't even know it, and the doctors don't have a way to judge it, and all that tension and stress and everything is screwing up your system. You know, somehow it's going to pop out somewhere or other and manifest itself in some disease or some ailment or something that you can't solve. And that's why he was sensing this. And small children, they decided to go to a small town in Wisconsin. You know, I never even heard of it, called Princeton, Wisconsin. And he got involved with the town people, you know, and he found money to start a business there. Because, see, the town wants to create jobs. Small towns, they want you to create a job. So if you're going to come and say you're going to create a job, they probably have money for you. Hey, okay, here's money. Because he wanted to make customized speakers. So use all local manufacturer. Create jobs for the town, and he got a bunch of money. Then he went on Kickstarter or Indiegogo and crowdfunding and raised $50,000. Now he has these elegant speakers that they're making in this small town, and he got this big house he loves, like down on Main Street, that he turned into his shop and factory and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's so fun. It's like an old-time movie or something. And see, with the internet, your market is all over. So if you can have your business in a small town, nobody knows if they're buying it from China. I mean, if you're selling it to China, I mean, or Colorado or anywhere. You know, I mean, UPS and delivery is all over. Marketing is all over on the internet. So you could be in that small town life and see the opportunity, economic opportunity. Sure, there's more jobs in big town. But man, if you're an entrepreneur or going to create a job or something, they want to help you, and they do in the big cities too. But somehow it's a little easier in the small town because they're hurting more. Small towns are in big trouble. So that's why there's money from the government, whatever. And your market isn't going to be just small town unless you're setting up a hot dog stand or a restaurant or something. Your market is the world, you know, like he is doing. And using local talent. My sister's in a small town in Virginia, and she takes artwork and frames artwork. She uses all local craftsmen, you know, down in Virginia. And that's a lot less expensive than craftsmen downtown Washington, D.C., you know. That's why there's a boom, and the internet allows that flexibility and makes everything so close to you, no matter where you are. Now, location, you know, you say real estate's location, location, location. Now, location doesn't matter. Internet matters. So you got a good internet, you're golden no matter where you are. So watch this interview and let your mind just drift. Hey, maybe that would be the way. Or maybe starting a second career like that. Boy, you know, I'm going to finish, I'm going to retire, I'll only be 60 years old, I'm going to live 30 more years. Well, maybe I'll do something cool like that in a small town. So watch. Well, Michael Pellin, Princeton-audio.com. And you, man, are living the dream, man. You were telling me you were a high-priced consultant, you know, in Chicago big time, and getting ulcers because all working with all these, you know, fancy people and everything. And now you move to a little town in Wisconsin in the middle of nowhere, getting economic development money, or you're starting a store downtown of Princeton, whoever knows where that is. You got money to build the most unique speakers, I think, you know, in the world, aren't they? These speakers. Yeah. Well, why? Where did speakers come from? And by the way, the reason why the government likes you so much, you're creating jobs right there in Wisconsin, aren't you?
I'm trying. That's one of the things that we're trying to do here is build the economic development in one of the poorest communities in the state of Wisconsin.
Wow. What a way to live. So not only having a product that you think is very helpful and useful for people that they can enjoy more than any other speakers, but you're helping a community too by creating jobs there. In Chicago, you did this, nobody would give a shit, right?
That's right. That's true. No one would care. Exactly. No one would care.
It's nice to be wanted.
Exactly. That's sometimes most people think I'm wanted, but
well, what got you into speaker bit? Are you a rock and roll star in your other life or something like that, or what?
No, I actually did a lot of consulting work for a lot of different companies, and I consider myself a music lover, not an audiophile, they say. But you don't know if you can say that word anymore because of Jared Fogle. But the audiophile is a bad word now. So I just wanted to do something, and I had this idea. Did a lot of intellectual property work and patent research, and so we went into the audio business, and we thought that building handcrafted speakers would be help the economic development here by literally building labor into product.
Right. So that, I mean, creating jobs. But now handcrafted speakers, I mean, looking at your video on Indiegogo, your crowdfunding program, is that, now that's why the music sounds so good. I mean, it's like a good guitar. If you have shitty wood, man, it's going to be, it's going to sound better.
That's right. Exactly. And people don't make speakers out of tone woods anymore. They used to back in the 70s when, you know, they used to make a washing machine that would last for 30 years. They don't do that anymore either. So we've kind of went retro on the development and the manufacturing of the product.
But it's elegant. I mean, it looks high tech.
If you look at the website, that's the first thing it says, is that it's a old world craftsmanship meets new world technology.
But also, I mean, what's interesting about what you're doing, though, you have really developed flexibility in this speaker that no matter how the technology changes or improves or whatever, that you're right there already.
Right, and that was the intention, is that you wouldn't want to take that beautiful speaker and throw it in a landfill, right? I mean, you want that to last for 50, 60, 100 years. Problem is technology changes so quickly. That's the idea that I had actually in a dream, came to me in a dream, and I patented it.
Wow, you patented a dream?
I did. I had a dream. I literally am living the dream. It's the truth. I have the sketch from 2 in the morning.
Wow.
Someplace around here.
You know, that's amazing. I'm thinking, you know, like speakers we had in college or something, these things that were as big as, you know, barns. I guess, you know, the technology changed all the time. They're just not worth it anymore. Here, these smaller ones, I mean, the basic, you know, thing of the speaker's not going to change. It's really the adaptability to be plugged in somewhere, right?
To be plugged in, either plugged in with a wire or with all the wireless distributed audio technologies that exist. I mean, Bluetooth's coming out today. Google just announced Google Audio. There's all kinds of different wireless, multi-room, multi-zone wireless technologies coming online, and we wanted to make our speakers would be able to adapt them without having to throw it away or send it in to get it done. So we took the digital interface and moved it externally and filed a patent on it.
Wonderful. And actually, because you don't want to throw away, I mean, those people you created jobs for up in Princeton, Wisconsin, man, did this with their own sweat, blood, and tears, making this for you. And what's neat about it, I mean, such high quality, and it's not, I mean, these speakers now, you can spend, so much bloody money. That's why, thank God you're not an audiophile, because it would be...
Exactly. You can spend a lot of money on speakers, and we do have very high-end electronics in there. I am an engineer, and we spent a lot of time on making sure the electronics were there. It's really it's an audiophile speaker for a non-audiophile budget, with the handcrafted portion of the tone width. So it's a very unique shape. We just filed a design patent on that shape last week.
Yeah, that's neat because it looked like as you pack these up, I mean, they're little cubies that triangles and they fit in each other. I mean, you could make a Rubik's Cube out of this thing or something.
We call it Site 1 Tetris.
I see.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're wonderful, but they're elegant. They fit anywhere, And the pictures you show of the people having it at work, because rather you could hook your iPhone up to it and have beautiful music anywhere. You're running a coffee shop. You're at work. And it's not this big kick-ass speakers you have. You have an elegant work of art, on your desk or whatever it is.
Right, and we did. I submitted that product. So we won a business plan competition in January. We submitted for a International Design Award at the same time this last January. And we did take, it was 1,000 entries, over 1,000 entries, 52 countries, and we came in third. So
wow,
that's not
third as a designer. All those stuffy designers are really pissed at you, aren't they?
No, they're actually that's my market. Those people like the stuff.
Yeah, but you're not you're not coming out of 18 years of design school or something,
No, that's for sure. I designed that speaker in about 4 hours.
No, it's just elegant to be. So now you have a Kickstarter campaign, and not a Kickstarter, but you're on Indiegogo, and it's what's neat about it, I think you're almost ready to ship, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. We're going to be shipping probably within the next 4 to 6 weeks. So
wow!
Holidays.
Well,
we've got a whole bunch of units here that are in the process of being made up and ready to go.
So this is a great Christmas gift, then.
It is.
Yeah, you're going to be there.
So everybody should buy one.
Because anybody, looking at these crowdfunding sites, you're going to be really lucky if you get it by Christmas.
A lot of times they don't ever ship either.
I know, right? Let alone ship at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you're ready to ship. You're looking at the boxes now, and they're ready to.
Actually, I could grab a few. We have quite a few here that are different tone woods that are sitting here ready to be finished and literally finished, like with lacquer, and then stuffed with electronics and turned into products, put in a box, and shipped out.
So you were, I guess, doing well financially, being the consultant, whatever, but your heart wasn't satisfied. It sounds like, or your lifestyle wasn't satisfied either.
Well, we talked a little bit. Having a consulting firm, you're constantly basically trying to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that beast gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and coming up with a lot of ideas for a lot of companies, and those turn into a pile of junk.
Right.
I figured let me turn it into a pile of junk myself.
Exactly. It's more fun doing your own junk.
Exactly. I'll blow this thing up myself.
No, I've written 100 books and only 10 have made money, but they're all fun.
Exactly.
And that's how you get good. You screw up a lot. You got to get out there and fail. And that's what's.
One of my phrases. I use it with my kids all the time. You got to fail your way to success.
Yeah, it's the only way. I mean, that's why I learned. My kids taught me that when they were learning to walk. And I'm thinking, they crawl over to the coffee table and pick themselves up, and fall on their ass. And then when they get older, I say, don't do that. You're going to fail. Shouldn't. If I said that when they were trying to walk, man, they'd never walk, right?
That's right. That's probably true.
So we all got to get out. It's learning to walk all over again every time you do something new. And you're doing something new, but you're not failing much, as I can see, at Princeton-audio.com. See, I flunked English at Marquette University in Milwaukee. And when my first book made the New York Times bestseller list, I called that English teacher who flunked me.
So look what I did.
That was the best call of my life. Yeah, but I plagiarized the whole book from a government publication. So Princeton-audio.com. Look at it. See what speakers should be. The wood, handcrafted, right in the United States. Jobs in Princeton, Wisconsin. You're creating not only an incredible experience. Now, something in your video too. You have this rock and roll singer, or what is she?
Rebecca. She actually is. She is a professional musician.
Yeah.
We have pretty much everybody that surrounds the organization, other than myself,
I see.
are professional musicians.
Wow.
So marketing people are all.
Yeah.
We're really focused on that, melding the music business and the audio business together for high-end products, because they are constructed like a musical instrument would be. So that's a lot of our folks.
But this is a high-end product that's affordable. Exactly. Princeton-audio.com. Michael, pleasure to talk with you. Keep getting jobs in Milwaukee there. I mean, in Wisconsin.
Princeton. Go Tigers.
Oh, those Princeton Tigers.
No, we have the Princeton Tigers here too.
Oh, really? No kidding.
Really?
Huh, cool.
Okay.
Well, that's better.
I don't think we made it up.
Yeah.
We were first.
Take care.
Yep, thanks. Take care.